Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of my garage, and we're here again with our BMW convertible, and this time I want to do a bit of a nose job on it. These parts are just sat in place, so we're going to move them out of the way first of all. It is a new day. I've already had some food and drink, as you can see in the top left hand side, and I've spent a little bit of money, nothing too scary. I went and bought the front wheels and stuck the tyres on them, but that's all I've done. It's very bright, very pretty. Look how pretty that sunrise is. That's just stunning. Some games do it exceptionally well, and this is definitely one of them. So let's get this front end up on stands. We have a handbrake now, so we don't need to worry about anything there. They are front end up on stands. Let's get the bonnet popped as well. We do still have the engine and gearbox to work on. Obviously most of it is missing, but that's absolutely fine. First thing we're actually going to do is take this engine block out of here. I do its little jiggle thing. That's still connected with the wires. This would have probably been easier without the car being on a stand, but that's okay. And there's one more right there. Let's grab these wires. These will be replaced anyway. They look okay, but I like to replace them anyway. And here is the engine. We're just gonna plop that down there. Not gonna worry about it too much. That will be completely rebuilt very soon. So we do already have the brake lines in, which makes life a lot easier. I'm gonna see if I can take the bulk of this off in one straight shot. Like that. And we're just gonna throw this away. A little bit of money back in. We have a shock absorber here that needs to not be here anymore. And it will also just disappear into the bin. I'm tempted to take the full nose off of this thing because I spot a little bit of rust there. We're still only at 4 stars for rust, so I'm actually going to take the front wings off and see if there's any hidden rust behind them. So it's only 3 bolts for each wing. Let's have a quick look here. I don't see any. It looks absolutely fine to me. But we'll set that down there and we'll do the same on this side. Just completely strip down the whole front end of this car. Yeah, this one looks okay as well. Tiny little bit of rust there actually. Tiny little bit right there, right where the cursor is. I wouldn't have thought that that's the cause of the issues, but you never know. Let's get this front slam panel off of here. That looks okay, so that will probably go back onto the car. And we've got the whole grille assembly here. That headlight has one bulb in it, but it will probably be replaced. If I can remember how to... There's the rust there. If I can remember how to remove this. I don't think it gets ground off, but I could be wrong. Let's take the headlight off first. This headlight, although it looks good, straight in the trash with it. While I'm here, let's get rid of this. There's a little bit more rust there as well. I don't see how that connects, so I'm going to see it with the grinder. Yeah, it's a well-done part. And then a couple more down here. Now this will actually go back on the car because there's nothing wrong with it as far as I can tell. But let's get it all sandblasted up as best we can. Which it's not actually liking, so we might replace that part just because of the rust. So for now it can live over there. That should be everything off the front of the car. Yeah, we do have a steering shaft there, that can just stay there. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is set the book back up for the car that we have and then go into body. That brings it up. Transmission support, I'll get that anyway because I don't know if it has one. That's the part that we need, so I'll buy one of them and it can just sit to the side just now. Yeah, that's all we need from there. Now we go into suspension and let's see what we need here. There should be a cross member. Let's get these parts sorted out first. This one, I'm just going to sit there out of the way. Let's get the cross member put in place and we'll see about replacing that transmission support as well while we're here. So how's your guys' week going so far? Mine's been going absolutely brilliantly, other than the slight issues I've had with the keyboard and controller, but it has afforded me the ability to do this daily, and I think what we'll do is, at very least, I will fully restore this car and see how you guys are liking this game on the channel, and if you are happy with it, I will continue it from there. Well, that's all of those parts already on, so we need 2 front shock absorbers, 2 front springs, a steering rack, 2 tie rods, 2 of them, upper control arm F, I'm assuming I'm going to need 2 of them, and hub carriers, and we'll see how we get on with this collection of parts. And let's start with the steering rack because that's how you would do it in real life. You'd start with the most awkward part. 4 bolts on this. I've closed the hood. There we are. And now let's get on. Let's go for these lower control arms. Might not be able to put these on just yet. Oh, we can. Right there, and how do they bolt on? Doesn't look like there's a bolt there. There's one there though. Yeah, I don't see a bolt here. Is that a bolt? Or is that a bolt for something else? Yeah, it was a bolt for something else. That's fine. Let's get the other one on. Same again. Work our way around here. The bolt is in here somewhere. There it is. Let's go for these shock absorbers now. Can only do the top bolts for now. That's absolutely fine. Some parts are missing from this game, like anti-roll bars and things like that, but that's That's okay. It's got a fair selection of the parts. Let's get these wheel hubs, or steering knuckles if you prefer, put on. So we've got a bolt at the bottom, bolt at the top, and we're going to have a steering bolt too. I don't see where that front control arm goes. The upper control arm front. We'll come back to that. Let's get this on first of all. There are 2 bolts there. Let's match it up on the other side. One there and one there. We'll get the springs put on next as well, and that will sort of be the bulk of the suspension. Now with these, because I don't have the spring compressor, I can't actually install them. You have to be holding the spring compressor to put them on, as you can see. Just like so. And now we don't need the spring compressor at all for the rest of this build. I'm just going to find out where these go. I don't see anywhere for them. Now there may be a component for the rear that I just didn't put on, or maybe I did put them on. I don't know. We will have to check. Do say they're for the front, but I don't see where on the front they go, so we will have to find out with that one. Let's grab a couple of front hubs. And now it already looks a lot more like a car. Of course, until it gets its brakes on, it will look a little bit weird. I don't see any other connection points anywhere on this car. On the front anyway. But speaking of brakes, let's get them on. So we're going to need 2 brake lines, front brake pads, 2 discs, 2 calipers, and that is all we need for the front. So let's get these discs put out of the way. Get this box thrown in the trash. Get these pads installed into the calipers. And let's get some brakes on here. It's like a good turning point for the car, because it starts to look a lot more like a complete vehicle. And of course this will be it sitting under its own wheels at this point, without anything hitting the ground or anything. This is where things get a little bit awkward. It's a little bit easier to do this on the ramp as opposed to on stands, but I don't like the ramp, if I'm being completely honest. I do prefer to use axle stands where I can, because the ramp is just a bit fiddly and footery. Couple of brake lines here, and just like on the rear, 2 bolts on these, one side to the caliper, one side to the brake lines. And with this one being done, that is the brake lines fully installed. So we've already done the ones on the rear. There we are. So the only thing that's left to do for the whole braking system is fill up that reservoir. But let's lift the rear of the car up and have it fully on axle stands for the first time. Oops, misplaced that one. Let's see. I don't see anywhere here where that... right there. That's where those parts go. Let's grab the spanner. I did miss suspension components on the rear. That is not good. As you can see right there, and that bolt looks loose but it isn't. And we'll just double check everything on the rear here. I can just squeeze myself into position. When the car's fully up on the ramp, you've got plenty of crawl space underneath it. I don't see anything else missing here. Everything looks good. So let's have a quick look at the car. It's now worth 7,000 and has 1 star in color condition, which is okay. Overall condition is still at 0 stars, which is unusual, but there is a lot missing from this car. But let's get this bit painted. I don't know what colour to do it, but it's not going to be the current colour. I think I'm going to do it a nice, like, midnight blue. And the reason for that is I used to own one of these cars, a slightly newer model, and it wasn't a convertible. And the one I had was a lovely midnight blue colour. It was an awesome car. The only car I've owned multiple times actually. I sold it twice and bought it back both times. What do we think of that colour? It can be changed. I can paint this with it on the car, but it's a little bit easier with it not on the car. I've already got a welding rod on there. So let's get this tacked back on. Same place as we cut it off. We just go through them all, and this time we weld it instead. I don't think I've done any welding until now. So that's how the welding works. There is a lot more things to weld than just front panels though. But did that do anything? That added a good chunk of money there. So we're down to 4,600. Let's get this added to the definite scrap pile. This part can go back on the car. I don't see anything wrong with it, so on the car it can go. And let's get the wings put back on as well, if I can grab them. So this is the wing for the other side that doesn't have any rust on it. So we'll just reach in here and get these 3 bolts put back in. And now this part does have that tiny little speck of rust. So let's just do that to get rid of it. And one more bolt up here, like so. It's definitely coming together. Let's see, did that change the rust condition? No, it did not. Which is very frustrating, but we'll not worry about it too much. Next we've got this little part here. I believe That's attached with screws, but actually that's not the next part to go on, so that can just sit there just now. It's a very nice purple colour. Let's get the spanner put away because we're not going to need that. Let's go into accessories. We're going to need, I can't remember how many bulbs are in there. 4 bulbs. And let's get some headlights put in. We're going to go for nice ones. These are the standard ones. These are slightly different. I think I'll go for the angel eyes, with it being a BMW after all. We are going to need a grille, of course. We do need the radiator support plastic, but that's not going to go on anytime soon. Where is the other indicators? I'd rather have clear indicators if I can get them. I possibly can't. I don't. It doesn't look like I can. Maybe that was part of a mod that I no longer have. It would appear so. That's fine. So let's throw these out of the way. Nice chrome parts on the grille. This part we're not going to use for a little while until we get the radiator in the car, because that bit just gets in the way. These only take 1 bulb each, which is a bit of a surprise. Where did I put the other bulbs? They're over here. And we're about to use them. To put into these indicators, which again, with this car, it doesn't always show you where they go, but they do go in here, as you can see. They're just slightly awkward. Come on, in you go. There we are. Right, start with the headlights because I think you need to. We'll grab the screwdriver and the other one. That is not a screwdriver. And we'll get these fastened in. Nice and easy. Nothing difficult with anything in this game, to be honest. Some not so pretty orange indicators. Oh, they don't even need screwed in, they just exist. I will double check that, pop my head through the wing of the car just to double check nothing goes together there. Sure there's no screws on this side either. I don't see any. That's already looking a lot more like a BMW now. Next part is this front cowl, which the screws for this are tiny little screws somewhere around here. They are the tiniest little things ever. And next we've got the ever important kidney bean grille. Very BMW-esque, although it is missing its actual bumper. This bumper, as you probably already expected at this point, can go through the window. Let's get a nice front bumper. I believe it was the M ones I was using. So that would be this bumper. If we go back into accessories, this bumper will take fog lights. The bumper sitting over there. Very nice bumper. Couple more bulbs out. There and there. I don't know if these get screwed in at all. No, they don't. If I can pick the bumper up by the fog light, they are properly attached. Let's grab the spanner. Very carefully not showing the front of the car just yet. Let's go for a couple eyebrows and a front splitter. Let's get front splitter on first. Very nice indeed. And again, I can't pick it back up, so that is all it takes to attach it. It'll be the same with these parts. Doing this without showing the front of the car is not the easiest thing to do. Right, let's get this front wheels put on actually. That is a thing. I wonder if there's center caps for these because can't say I'm a big fan of that. You see straight through the middle of there. And let's get these axle stands back out from under the car. We will need them again, but not just yet. Away all nice and neat, where possible of course. And just like the rear wheels, we are going to need to put air in these front ones, and then we'll do a bit of a face reveal for our project car here. And up it goes. This will show the actual fully constructed suspension and how it looks. I think that looks very nice. Nice stance to it. These are of course bigger wheels than what is supposed to be on the car. Give the car a little nudge there and see if we can finish pumping this wheel up. I don't know why it's not letting me. There we go. Now, are we ready for a nose job reveal? There it's there. Very lovely indeed. Obviously, once it's all painted up and has like a radiator and an engine and a new interior, along with some other modifying parts, I think that's going to look absolutely fantastic. But let me know in the comments down below, did I pick the right bumper? And what do you think of this blue colour in here? Is that a colour that you guys want to see the whole car in? Or should I go for the original colour, purple? Let me know. I won't be painting for a few episodes yet, so you've got a little bit of time. But I do want to get this car finished this week. So there is that. But Our car is now worth nearly 9,000, which is a lot. But we are down to 3,500, so we are going to have to do a quick junkyard run to pick up another rust repair car to fund the rest of this BMW, because this part here, replacing this thing, is not cheap. It's not cheap at all, and this engine is actually a very complicated engine and does take a good bit of time to build. It takes about an hour to build, so I'm not sure if I'll pair the engine and the interior in maybe with the same episode, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But with that being said, thank you all very kindly for watching this video. And if you're new to the channel, you can of course subscribe. And if you like the video, you can of course like it. You can also leave me a comment. I will be reading comments out at the end of the week. And also, there's a link to Discord. I keep forgetting to say that part. It's always like an afterthought. There is a Discord link in the video description. It's also on the channel page as well. And I'll be back tomorrow, where we tackle a very quick job getting a scrapyard car rust repaired, painted and sold. And then we will see about getting the rest of this BMW ready, possibly to put that new power plant inside it. But you'll have to join me tomorrow to find out how we get on with that. But thank you all very kindly for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.